5 ways to become a more confident speaker. Number 1, become more competent at it. This is why I tell all my clients to rehearse. It's interesting. So for example, at school, I was really good at art, okay? I was not good at math. I was terrible at math. If I had wanted to put my attention into math, really focus, I could have become much better at it. But instead, I just kept becoming better at art because it gave me joy, the validation of knowing I was good at it. And it just became something I spent more and more time at. Now, most of us do that. Even though we truly know we want to become better at something, the journey to get better is painful sometimes. Well, we think it is, and we think it's not enjoyable. If you really want to build confidence, you have to build competence. When we're competent at anything, riding a bike, we feel more confidence in it. So that's tip number 1. Number 2, you've got to learn how to breathe. When we hear Hollywood actors with incredible voices like Sidney Poitier or James Earl Jones, and we think, wow, I want to speak with the dynamics and the depth. You have to know how your voice works. But before you can get to the voice work, you just need to know how to breathe. Most people whose voices clamp up on stage, who swallow their words, who aren't able to create dynamics and speak in a monotone are speaking from the wrong place. They're breathing from their voice up in their chest. See that? The air is all up there. The right, correct way to breathe, and you can Google more of this or join my community and learn more, is to breathe down into your lungs, swelling those lungs like bagpipes out until they're strong through the diaphragm. And that gives that depth and thickness when you hear a radio presenter's voice or a famous actor. That's where it comes from. So breathing is really important. Number 3 way to be more confident when you speak is not to run your speech up to 15 minutes to an hour before you get on stage. If you do that, you keep running it, even if you're not really well, you're telling your subconscious that you don't have confidence in yourself, that you're scared you're going to blank on stage. And then more likely you will. More likely you'll get up on stage and you do a mediocre performance because you're repeating the words not as how you say them, but just regurgitating something you've memorized. So please do the prep for your speech, but refrain from repeating it over and over again to yourself 15 minutes to an hour before you step foot on stage or press record to do a video or press live online. Give your mind that break because you do know your stuff if you've done the work and the prep. Number 4, understand what stage fright is. If we could understand what stage fright is, actually, we become more confident because we don't loathe ourselves and beat ourselves up and feel guilty that we experience stage fright. Stage fright is a normal physiological response. It is performance anxiety. It's when we view what we are about to do as a psychological threat. Now, in the caveman days, that would be a physical threat, like being chased by a saber-toothed tiger or being threatened to cast out of our tribe. That would flood us, that feeling of not belonging, that feeling of threat and rejection. That would send us into a fight or flight response where we're flooded by stress hormones like cortisol, norepinephrine, and some performance hormones too, like testosterone. Now, in that mode, in that fight or flight mode, things happen like your palms might get sweaty, your memory might be lost because you don't need your memory if you're running away from a saber-toothed tiger. Your brain gets rid of that. Maybe you literally, your voice goes higher pitched when you're in that mode. I know mine does. When I'm agitated, my voice goes higher. So being mindful of what that is allows you to be more confident because you're not going to beat yourself up about it. It is a normal response. And your brain is saying to you, you're catastrophizing. So these are a few things that could be going through your mind. You perceive the audience's rejection, just like being cast out of that tribe. That if you do a bad job, you will not belong. You'll be ridiculed and rejected. You're overestimating the opinion of the audience. So you're placing greater weight on them that they deserve. You're over signifying the result of the presentation. You're like, this is high stakes. It could just be a school talk. And for you, it's a TED talk in front of Bill Gates. You're creating too much pressure. And also, you're underestimating how much preparation you've probably done for it. You're thinking, I don't know this enough. I don't know my stuff enough. Now, a great way, obviously, to combat that is to prep more. But it can even still happen, that irrational fear, even if we have done the preparation, that we believe we don't know it. So I want you to know what stage fright is and then help you to feel more confident and less insecure about yourself, that you're alone in that experience, because you certainly are not. Number 5, get coaching. I was a normal, naturally good speaker. I lost my voice due to a really tough time in my life, and experienced stage fright for the first time at the age of 31. But through coaching and getting a mentor, I was able to take myself into becoming a 5-figure professional keynote speaker and one of very few Asian women globally speaking on international stages, virtually and in person. So that only happened through external help. My natural ability got me to as far as I could go, but I wanted to be great, and I still work really hard to be even greater. So if you want to really thrive in anything, get yourself a coach. Invest in yourself, because handbags and clothes and makeup, let me tell you from experience, they come and go, guys. But your investment to take you through life's journey, that's priceless. If you want to know more about working with me, you can check out all the links below in the video.